Shalom, shalom, shalom. Tonight I want to talk about peace and that peace that passes all understanding in spite of circumstances that you might have, good, bad, or whatever. And particularly I want to focus on the verse Isaiah 26 verse 3, which the King James Version says, "You will keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on you because he trusts in you." And I don't really like that particular translation, although it is popular. I actually like the New Revised Standard Version better, which says, "Those of a steadfast mind you will keep in peace because they trust in you." So I want to break down that verse a little bit and talk about, first of all, talk about ways to focus on Yah and keep a steadfast mind on Him, and then I'll go into some of the verses that talk about peace as well and how to get it and keep it. And so, first of all, I want to talk about 5 different ways to keep a steadfast mind on Yah and how to focus on Him as much as possible. First and foremost, read His Word daily, as much as possible, and several times a day if you can. Read His Word daily and obey it to the best of your knowledge and ability and understanding. And I'll come back to that in a minute. Number 2, pray. Talk to Yah as much as you can about everything good, bad, or whatever. Just talk to Him. Number 3, listen to praise music. Keep your mind focused on Yah in the car, at your house, in the shower, or wherever. Just keep your mind focused on Him as much as you can. Don't listen to worldly music. That stuff doesn't do you any good. Number 4, talk to fellow believers. Talk to a brother or a sister or someone who is on a spiritual level who can encourage you and help you in your walk, because let's face it, life is hard, and we can lose our focus on the Most High in our day-to-day lives. So talk to a good brother and sister, because you never know. Sometimes when you're down, he might be up. When he's down, you might be up. So talk to each other and encourage each other as much as possible. And number 5, walk in your calling as much as you can, be it teaching, evangelism, ministry, teaching, or whatever you feel Yah calls you to do. Walk in your calling, kind of like I'm doing here, doing teaching. Because at the end of the day, that's when the Holy Spirit deals with you more and more and more, and you keep your mind on Him, and He talks to you, and you talk to Him, and it keeps you in that perfect peace, or it keeps you in that peace that God gives you. So now, I said before, one of the ways to focus on Yah is to read His Word daily and obey it as much as possible. And one of the verses that talks about that is Proverbs Proverbs chapter 3, verses 1 and 2, which says, "My son, forget not my law," or instructions, "but let your heart keep my commandments, for length of days and peace shall they add to you." Now, I personally believe that this is Solomon talking to his son, but I also imagine it to be the Most High talking to me or to you. Obey the instructions of Yah, obey His Torah as much as you can to the best of your understanding and ability. And hand in hand with that verse is also Psalm 85, verse 10. "Mercy and truth are met together. righteousness and peace have kissed each other. They hold hands. You cannot possibly have peace if you're not living righteous. So live right. And that verse, Psalm 85 verse 10, is in direct contrast to Isaiah 57 verse 21, which says, there is no peace for the wicked. So again, live right as much as you understand, as much as you can. And in closing, I will quote Psalm 4 verse 8, which says, I will both lie down in peace and sleep. For you alone, O Yah, make me dwell in safety. Do you want peace? Do you want to sleep well at night? Do you want to sleep with a good conscience? Then obey Yah. Obey His Torah. Obey His instructions as much as you can. Now, I've never done this before. When I want to start making a habit of saying, if you like this video, share it. Give it a like, give it a thumbs up, or whatever, and tell others. So as a former pastor used to say, if you're blessed, if you're not blessed, tell me. If you are blessed, tell others. Shalom.